Hi everybody. Now it's little bit snowstorm here, so the road is little bit moister. So best place to drive is close to the center line, or if there's enough traffic in the grooves. It depends a lot about the road conditions. I am driving now 100 kilometers per hour. I will zero the fuel consumption meter. Like so, and try to keep the average speed at 100 kilometers per hour. The fuel consumption in this Lupo should be 3 liters, even the weather is like this. The speed shows a little bit too low numbers, so the actual 100 kilometers per hour speed is when the speed shows 105 or 6 kilometers per hour. That's with all Lupo 3Ls, because the tires aren't the right size. This car has 155 65 R14 tires. Now there is a truck coming, so I duck to the right and try to avoid that water mist what comes from the truck, because it slows me down a little bit. .3 liters at the moment. I try to feather the throttle and keep the instant fuel consumption count under 3 liters and the speed at 100 kilometers per hour. That is sometimes very tricky, especially in conditions like this, but it takes just practice. And that's how you get the 3 liter fuel consumption the easiest. Keep the instant fuel consumption needle under 3 liters all the time. And if the car is working, the average speed should be 100 kilometers per hour. In winter, that is not possible, but even when the temperature is at zero in this car, it's quite possible, because this has Tunego winter grill block, which lowers the drag about the same amount as the weather temperature lowers it. While talking, it's much more difficult to follow all the gauges and keep the fuel consumption needle steady at the 3 liters, because I also have to watch the cars and the grooves and the fuel consumption needle and the speedo. So there are quite many things which I need to all the time focus and make this kind of circle. First the speedo, then the fuel consumption needle, then the traffic, then the average fuel consumption, and I circle all the time those meters. Of course, the most important thing is to watch the road most of the time, but you have to have a blink to those meters and gauges if you want to get low fuel consumption. If I would just drive with the cruise which this car has, the fuel consumption would be 1 to 2 deciliters higher easily. Even the average speed wouldn't rise or get any lower. This particular Lupo 3L is, I think it was 2001 model, and it's in mint condition considering the engine and the drivability of the car. My own Lupo, it has less kilometers, but still it's much more worse. The fuel consumption is half a liter more for some reason. I don't know why. At the moment there must be something wrong with some temperature sensor or engine sensor or something, because it uses all the time almost half a liter more fuel than this Lupo. So when you are test driving a car which you are thinking about to buy, it's very important that you do this test, that you try to get it run to 3 liters with 100 kilometers per hour speed. That way you know that the car should be working like it should. The fuel consumption panel shows pretty much accurate data if anyone hasn't changed the settings of that with eco tuning. The fuel consumption average should drop to 3.1 quite soon. To get that one last deciliter off takes lots of skills, but it's doable. I'm not sure if it's doable in this weather, but usually it's quite easy. Even the temperature is at 0 Celsius at the moment. Now it's a little bit uphill, so the average, the actual speed gets a little bit lower, but I must keep the instant fuel consumption needle at 3 liters. And when the downhill starts, if I still keep the needle at 3 liters, the speed will rise easily over 100 kilometers per hour. Again, one truck came and I don't see nothing at the moment, so I have to clean the windshield. You should try to be gentle with the throttle, so don't make any rapid changes to the position, because it always increases the fuel consumption. Try to get if you have to apply gas, try to be smooth as possible to see where is the right position. So if you all the time go too much throttle, then ease off, then again too much throttle, the fuel consumption will rise a little bit. What is the best possible situation? Okay, now it dropped to 3.1 liter, and the speed is still about 100 kilometers per hour. It's again a little bit uphill, so it's difficult to get the needle to stay under 3 liters and the speed at 100 kilometers per hour. So these are some of the things which you should do when test driving a Lupo. One thing to test also is that when you are in eco mode, does it go in neutral? So if you put it to neutral, just ease off the throttle, it's still in E mode. What's the average fuel consumption on idle? On my red Lupo, it's about 0.3 liters per hour. In this Lupo, it's about half a liter, so it's already a little bit more than in my red race Lupo, but still it's lot less than in my silver Lupo, which uses up to 0.7 liters per hour. Again, 100 kilometers per hour speed, and the average fuel consumption kauke shows half a liter. That's how you can test drive your Lupo or Audi 3L models.